Okay, so I recently did a review on this knife, the Spyderco Dragonfly 2 in H1 steel. This is a waterman's dream, an absolutely corrosion-proof knife, which is proven to just absolutely not rust no matter how much salt water I throw it in. Now today what we're going to be going over is a little bit of the opposite. This is a knife that is not the most corrosion resistant. This is the Delica 4 in a MicroMelt steel. So this is a new steel that Spyderco is playing around with. They recently just created this set of blades. They have it both in the Delica as well as in the Dragonfly size in a plain edge. You can see that it's got a coating on it to protect that steel. But MicroMelt steel is not the most corrosion resistant. It's not going to be something you want to keep in salt water. If you're going out and you're spending time on the water a lot, or if you're kayaking, whatever it may be that brings you out in the moisture, this steel, H1. But as far as an everyday carry that's going to remain sharp for a long, long time, this is the guy. This MicroMelt steel, I've been using it for this blade for about a year now, and I have yet to have to sharpen it. You can barely see, I don't see any wear and tear on the blade itself, despite many boxes opened, many pieces of wood notched and cut. As an EDC knife, this gets all sorts of use. I never can say what I'm going to be using it for until I need something sharp and pokey. But this does a phenomenal job. It's been a great, great, great steel for me. And I think that it's up there in the level of like an SV30, a very hard wearing blade that's going to keep its edge longer than the average steel. As you can see here, this is a VG10 steel. This is an H1 steel. These are going to be softer. They're going to be easy to sharpen, but they're not going to hold their edge quite as well as something like MicroMelt. And if you're not familiar with the Delica 4, this is one of their original styles. I've personally stuck to this style of Spyderco. They have many, many other designs at this point. But for me, this has really become my go-to. I'm in love with the styling in general. I've been carrying this for 25 years. I remember walking through gun shows as a little kid and seeing this blade and just being in awe of its ergonomics and its overall look. So I've had no reason to get away from that. I really think that they hit a home run from the get-go. So some of the ways that they did that is just in the overall handle. This handle is a very strong plastic polymer. I've never had any instance where I felt like the handle had failed me in all of the Spydercos that I've carried over the last 25 years, most of them being this handle material. So no need for a metal handle. This thing is great. It's lightweight, easy to fit in the pocket. You forget about it sometimes because of that lightweightness. You can go ahead and put your clip, which is another great feature. The Spidey clip does a great job of just holding it close to pocket, keeping the knife far down in the pocket where you don't notice it much, but also being easy to find because it does keep kind of this back portion sticking out of the pocket where you can easily go in and find that with your hand without having to look for it. You can actually switch the clip to the top, bottom, left, and right. So I always carry my knife in my right pocket, but if I wanted to switch it over to the left, I can do it that way. Or if you wanted to have a drop point style where the blade is facing down, you could go ahead and put your clip up here. And that's just these 3 little screws. Very easy to switch out. Nice feature of this, kind of a universal handle. The grip on the handle is fantastic. Even over time, it really doesn't seem to wear out. It's got all these little nubbies that really grip directionally to prevent you from sliding this way. And you can see on this side, prevent you from sliding this way. It slides easy this way, doesn't slide this way. Slides easy this way, doesn't slide this way. That's really important so that when you're cutting, if you're pushing into something, you don't have an instance where your hand slides off of the handle. And also when you're in something that when you go to pull it out that you don't lose control. So perfectly designed. It's got a little bit of jimping on the back here, and then on the blade itself there's some jimping. Let's see if we can show you that right here. And that's great. This is where your thumb goes. And you can see just how well and how natural that grip is. I've got big hands. I'm 6'5". There's plenty of handle to grip onto, and then having my thumb there really gives me a lot of cutting power and control. But I also like to hold the knife like this in order to do fine cutting tasks, drilling, whittling, things like that. Being able to choke up on it and know that I'm not going to slide off of the handle even though I've only got a partial grip is a really good feature of this handle in general. Now all of these are, this is an American brand, has been forever. Most of these, you'll see that the blade steel isn't from Seki City in Japan. That's always been the case, but the manufacturer, Spyderco, is an American brand, and they're really proud of that. I think they're out of Golden, Colorado, if I recall. If you're considering this knife in either the Dragonfly or the Delica, as is this version, I highly recommend it. It's really held its edge exceptionally well. I would put it in a top 2 blade steel, with SV30 being the other one, as far as not ever having to really think about sharpening it. Now, when it does come time to sharpen it, Spyderco will gladly take it back and sharpen it for you, but sharpening is still relatively easy on this blade. I have used the MicroMelt before, and it really, if you do your research, call it Reddit research or whatever, it's not an impossibly hard steel to sharpen, which a lot of blades that hold an edge well, they are hard to sharpen. This one is not. It really is a slicey blade. It's got a great profile, and I highly recommend it. So if you like this content and you'd like to see some of the other knife reviews, please check out our playlist. But we also have a lot of content based on outdoorsman knowledge, hacks, outdoor experience coming from my lifetime spent in the woods and doing all that is outdoorsy. So please take a look at some of our playlists and subscribe if that's something you're interested in. Thanks, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.